Welcome, everybody.
I know we started a little early, but we're just kind of getting everything queued up. So um, the woman of the hour is already here. And look at that, we're early. We're a minute early, but as people start coming in, we'll make sure that we start on time.
Absolutely. And as we wait for the room to fill up, if you guys can just kind of drop in the chat where you're from. I don't even know if I can see the chat. Where's the chat?
I can
There we
see it.
go.
Yeah. Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico. All right. That's
Hola.
exciting. San Antonio. Love it. Tampa. Welcome, everyone. So excited to have you on the call today. And we're still waiting for everyone to join in. And just curious, what made you show up today? What's one, what made you show up? Is it Leo? Is it wanting to know a little bit more about Helen? Wanting to learn a little bit about eXp? Some of you are already in eXp, and welcome to this call. This call is exactly for all of you, those of you who are already in eXp and those of you who want to learn more. And we want this to be interactive. So even though we're webinar style today, if you can drop in any question that you have into the chat, we want to hear from you. Veronica, are we recording this?
Um,
Let's get it recorded.
it is recording, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay. I don't see that on my side. I guess I'm seeing the presenter mode, so I'm not seeing those details, but this is awesome. All
All
right. And we
right.
are waiting for our guest, our special guest today, which there he is joining us
Oh my
right
goodness.
now.
There he is. He popped in right on time.
Good
Hi,
morning. Yeah,
Leo.
I was wrapping up my other calls back to back.
I
Thank
Thank
love
you.
it.
you. This means a lot to us. Rebecca, I know we want to honor everyone's time and get started, and this will be recorded, so we'll shoot it out as well for those who registered. And I know people keep popping in, so kick us off, girl.
I love it. I know. Welcome, everyone. This is our success, collaboration, and growth call. And we're so excited to have you here today. And we love seeing your energy. So, just be interactive in the chat. Again, any questions you have while we're speaking, we welcome it so that we can address anything that you would like to say. And so, this space is all about connection, collaboration, and growth. Because here's the truth, when agents grow together, we all win. We all win. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, get ready to be inspired, and you're in the right room. So I'd like to start by introducing Miss Veronica. It's my absolute honor to introduce someone who embodies leadership, collaboration, and a heart. My friend, my powerhouse partner, Veronica Figueroa. I'm going to kick it off to you and let you do the honors of introducing our special guests of the day.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for Rebecca for putting this together. And of course, this has been a long time coming to have our dear friend Helen here back at eXp. And for me, it's really serendipitous to also have Leo here. The first time I met Helen was because she invited me to an event when she was an art president in Atlanta, almost, I want to say probably 10 or 11 years. I don't even know. I don't even remember how many years ago. And the guest speaker there was Leo Pareja, who at the time was the national president. So for me, this is a real special moment to have two of my dear friends, but also two people I highly respect and look up to. And I feel like we grew up in the business together and watching, Leo, who is our fearless leader at eXp, but also like a brother and just someone who has just opened up so many opportunities for us. And Helen, you've just done such a remarkable job in the industry. It is my honor to introduce both of you, right? Because this is about both of you. And Helen, I know Leo played a huge part in why you came back to eXp. So ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you my friends, my partners, my leaders, Leo Pareja and Helen Archer. This is about them today, so I'll let them talk.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Oh my goodness, this is special. And yes, when the CEO calls you, you respond. It took me a year. I know it took me a year, but he called me and I just had to really get serious about my business. And I started observing you. You had just relaunched well, not relaunched, you had just launched the co-sponsorship. And that was a key moment for me to come because we have great people here in Atlanta that are my co-sponsors, as well as you, Rebecca and Veronica. So I mean, I can't go wrong with the both leaders and obviously the top, which is Leo. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back. I wasn't here when you were here the first time, but the thought that's on my mind, and I said it at eXpCon, and I think it resonated because a lot of people have messaged me about it, texted me about it, asked me to expand on what I say, but we're not for everybody. And I'm going to continue saying it because it's very important. I think when companies try to be all things to all people, and company is not real estate specific, it's products, right? Like the greatest products in the world are the ones that mask or something and do it better than anything else. Like if you were going to produce a product and sell something, would you really want to compete at Walmart, right, with multi-billion dollar companies, or would you want to have like a boutique that has a very specific niche, which has a bigger margin? And I think that's what agents kind of mix up, right? Like if you have a product or service that's generic and you're competing with everyone, it gets much harder. And so for me, the way I've defined this now is we are agent first, company second. And the best way for me to describe it is I feel like other companies lick themselves into give a tech analogy as the app themselves. And I view us as the operating system, the iOS, the Android, whichever one you prefer, to power your app. And you are the relationship keeper in the marketplace. And that is both with consumers and other agents, right? There's a stat I shared from stage, which I think is super important to remind everybody. It's a 2024 seller stat. I think so many agents feel overwhelmed or like they can't compete with portals, right? So think Zillow Flex, Realtor VIP, Homes.com. 2024, 9% of sellers said they met their agent through a portal. 9%. That's actually a tiny number. That's a single digit number. And 66% of sellers said they used an agent they had a previous relationship with, or they were referred to by a friend, colleague, trusted professional, family member, or neighbor. That's crazy, right? Because sometimes I feel like when we talk about repeat referral, being the mayor of your town, being the mayor of your community, being the mayor of your niche, agents are like, yeah, but that doesn't work in 2025. Yes, it does, right? And I think the same thing translates with our model because you become that trusted professional in your industry, right? So whether you're thinking of transactions and it's buyers and sellers, or you're thinking of attraction, you need to be the mayor of your community. And what I like about, our model is our community has no borders, right? So a lot of us came from franchises. I own part of a franchise. And I'd get in trouble because I've sold houses across this invisible line that has nothing to do with my world because I'm licensed in a full state versus a county. And all of a sudden the franchisee who owns that other neighboring office is beefing with me because I encroached on some invisible lines, right? And so back to we're not for all things to all people. I say we're the home of the entrepreneurial agent, right? If you're an agent who thinks of yourself as like, hey, I'm part of this brand. And I think it's almost more of an employee mentality of like, hey, there's a physical office. I go there. There's a Tuesday meeting. There's coffee. They get me my business cards. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. That is just a different model. We do not provide physical office space. Yes, we have Regis, and yes, some of our agents like on this call have some amazing physical space. But if that's a requirement, then we may or may not be a fit if you're near, their cultural center they're building in Orlando, or you are highly entrepreneurial and you have visions to build that for yourself, right? The biggest companies in the United States probably have gotten somewhere between 10 and 15% market share. And I was having this conversation with Veronica earlier this morning. That means at our biggest scale ever, 85 to 90% of the people won't be with us. And that's perfectly okay because there's never been a company who's gotten to 100% market share. It just doesn't exist, right? So I want to continue building a culture and a tribe that attracts like-minded people. And that doesn't mean if somebody's not with us, they're not our friends, that's not okay. But we are, highly entrepreneurial, and we want folks who want to build on our platform, whatever size dream they want. And that could be 10 houses, or that could be 2,000 houses and everything in between. But that means that we only attract folks that think like we do. And I'm getting louder and louder about saying that that's perfectly okay.
I love that. Well, I'm going to ask Helen, obviously I know you came because of a lot of things that you were seeing, but what are some of the things that you're excited the most about? You mentioned obviously Leo, you mentioned co-sponsorship, but I think you also watched the evolution of the luxury platform. And I know there's some specific questions that we're going to be asking you, but while I have Leo and you here together, briefly, how important was the luxury, obviously division that we have? And then I think you even have tapped into our institutional division that a lot of times these agents aren't aware is that we also have tools and resources for you to grow your business that will add to layers of your existing business today.
So it's interesting you were saying that we have to be the major of our town, but at the same time, our business now is global. And so I've always been passionate about global. I helped the companies before expand globally, and now I am in this company that is in 27 countries, and that excites me so much. And I wanted to make sure that I am part of this expansion, that I can lead, I can attract, I can serve, I can coach. And it's not only selling houses. Sometimes we can only see as a boutique company locally, or we can expand and also make other revenues of income globally by referrals, which is another platform that was launched at eXpCon, the global referral network. And I think that is so powerful because we sometimes get stuck in this transaction-based one by one in our local market, and we miss so many dollars that are globally that we could be referring each other. And I've had clients who are from Spain that want to buy in Florida. Well, I know who is the greatest agents in Florida. And so I am not only selling houses in Atlanta, but I'm a global advisor. And so when people start putting that hat on, their business will grow exponentially, and because they can make other income besides their day-to-day sales. And so a lot of agents are missing that mark. So that was the number one thing, is the global expansion. The second was obviously the financial capping model. I mean, I was attracted by the shiny objects as a luxury agent over the last 5 years, of course, but I was bleeding. And that's the part that a lot of agents, when they're not real business owners, they're just agents, they're business owners. If you're a business owner, you're looking at your P&Ls, you should take a look at how much is really coming out of your paycheck every time you make a commission. And I think that's the part that for many years, invited to the country club, invited to all these fancy things, but I was not really paying attention to the money that was really, that was costing me. And in fact, I was paying for that. So I think the financial capping model at eXp, it's like you're literally, if you are a business owner, you have to take a look, and that's a webinar for another day, because that I can go on that model for another hour. And then third is really the collaboration and innovation that this company has. I love the innovation. I felt that I was too comfortable for the last 5 years. And all of a sudden, I start looking at y'all innovating with all this AI. I'm like, let me take a look at this class that they offer through you guys. Let me observe what you guys are doing last year. And I'm like, well, I don't have that. I haven't heard that. They're not giving me that at my company where I'm paying a lot of money. And yet you guys have that and much more. And that's another platform that was given to us at eXpCon, which is the AI, where we can learn all about it, and we could really be comfortable with it, because you either embrace it or you're left behind. And I felt that if I didn't do this move now, I was gonna wake up in 2 years and be completely left behind. And that's where I was very afraid of. That I've been in this business for 20 years and I need to continue growing, because if not, and continue to innovate and help our clients really, adapt with the times. Yes, we are the people who do all this business and by referral and all, but we need to continue growing with other people who are really doing it at a very high level. So I think just to cap it up is really global expansion, financial capping model, and the collaboration and innovation. I really love this collaboration community that y'all have. I mean, that we have now, because I'm part of it, you know. But I'm super excited about that. I mean, it's like I'm in I feel at home because I can call anyone if I need help with anything, and I don't have to pay for a lot of money to get that advice, which is super powerful.
Yeah, I want to jump in there real quick because you touched on a few things that were also reasons why I joined, and many of us fall guilty of wanting to fall for the shiny object syndrome. So what's the best office with XYZ? And we think that, you know, these companies are known for this or that company's known for that. But the truth is, are they really delivering on those things? And also for me, I know when I was doing my research, and I joined eXp about 6 years ago, and it's been the best decision for us, for our business, for closing our boutique brokerage and coming over, was we were looking for tools, technology, support. And what we found was all those things, innovation, and also a warm family that we can collaborate with. I felt very lonely in my boutique brokerage. But one thing that you were just saying was how oh, se me fue de la mente. I lost it. But anyways, keep going. It'll come back to me. I was thinking of too many things all at the same time.
you say something very important. This business is very lonely. Even though I was in a big brokerage with shiny objects, an amazing office, $1 million office, I felt very lonely, and I stopped going. And I think the first syndrome is when you stop going to the sales meetings because you don't see any value. And when I stopped seeing value, I stopped going. And I'm like, do I really need to go to the office and dress up? You know, so to me, I see more value in jumping into classes and being productive and, you know, going to my appointments. I mean, I'm busy. I have little kids at home. I'm a triathlete. I do so many things. I don't want to go to an office and just sit there for an hour and a half plus the commuting in Atlanta just to sit to do what? I stopped seeing the value, and I stopped growing. And I stopped growing because I was too comfortable. And that is a scary place. When you're too comfortable, you got to really look at what's happening. You're bleeding somewhere because you got to see the holes in your business. And exactly. So that's basically it. I mean, I just wanted to surround myself with people who are doing it at a high level, like my co-sponsor here, Stacy Wyatt, who is an amazing leader for many years. He has a big team. Also, he's an investor. So there's so many things I can get from him and work with him, and we could teach business, business planning, and we're gonna do so many things. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I'm like so ready to do so many other things. But also, again, you guys, I've talked to you every single day. I call you, hey, I need help with this. Who do I call? And you immediately say, well, call so-and-so in this market because she's doing it at a very high level. And that's how it's been ever since. Over the last 35 days has been such a growth and expanding of what could be and what will be, right? So that's it.
I love that.
Yeah, and I remembered what I was going to say. Sorry, real quick. When I was doing my research, I was looking at, of course, all the brokerages are going to have different splits and fees and things. And what was important to me was, how is the company utilizing that to help me grow? And so I kept seeing where, you know, franchise fees and you're paying for the brand and all those things. And we knew that we were the brand, right? And to see a model that allows us to earn back our caps and to be able to have a revenue share organization and be able to monetize on that, like, to me, that was growth, and that was something that was duplicatable that my agents could also benefit from, not just me. So to me, those were the things that were important. It was like, how can I continue growing? This company offers you a pathway to be able to scale at a larger pace and not work harder. You're working smarter, right?
That's right.
Leo, I have a question because I know your time is limited here. What are some of the traits that you see when an agent does come to our company? and that obviously you'd give advice to Helen and you've given it to me, like why they see so much success at eXp.
Yeah, so most of us came from franchises where even though they're wearing the same logo, they're different companies. And it's actually right in the name, right? Independently owned and operated. And so I think there's a very different incentive. And life is just a set of incentives, right? Like there's fascinating case studies where, let's say, a school district changes how teachers are bonused based on scores, and all of a sudden teachers at scale start cheating on the test. Right? There are franchise systems where the incentives basically make it that people reduce, what profit shows up because the incentives are aligned that way. This company has an aligned incentive in how we make money and how you make money, right? So $1 comes in, 50 cents goes into revenue share, 50 cents goes into gross margin. And so there is no time where we win and you lose, or you win and I lose, right? So, and now with, like the evolution and adding co-sponsorship because the market made that a thing, and then we waited to do it the way we felt it was aligned with us. There's a level of collaboration that I haven't seen in any other company, or even a coaching system, right? So I talk to top producers who are like, hey, I hang out with all your people at Share Black or Ferry or Jared James events. Like, it's not the same, right? Because the second you put on the jersey and you are inside of our tribe, it becomes very different. And so one is who we attract. We attract some of the most productive people on the planet. And that's not just me saying sentences like, look up the real trends list, look up the per person productivity. We're either the first or second most productive company in the United States at all times. And so I've never seen a company where I have so many examples of someone 5xing their business, 10xing their business. Like they came in doing $10 million, and then they're $30 million, and then they're doing $90 million. Then they're doing $400 million. And I think that's just proximity, right? We have so many talented folks where at either franchise companies, you didn't open up the playbook. You didn't want to, because you owned a franchise, and even though you were both wearing the same colors, you were still competing every single day. And there was no aligned incentive where you can collaborate with people in Orlando or Atlanta, and it doesn't hurt you. It expands your worlds. And I think people genuinely open up their playbook in a way I've never seen before.
So good. What are we not asking that we should ask for the people that are here that you might want before you fall off, obviously, to share with them, to be aware of? And obviously, if you were talking to me and Helen and giving Rebecca and me and Helen a coaching session.
I got distracted. Eli asked me to repeat that sentence again. Let me explain that, because I think it's really, really important. Most companies, the company and the agent are not aligned. And so what do I mean by that? Most companies that have a franchise, let me just compare us to franchises. There is a royalty to corporate, and then there's even friction between the franchisor and the franchisee, meaning the franchise gets paid, the franchisor gets paid off the top, and then the franchisee is left to kind of fend for themselves and make all the bills, and it kind of doesn't matter. So there's a disconnect between the agent, the office, and the brand, right? So we are the company. And so every agent has a direct relationship with the company, meaning last summer I decided to change all the forms, and here they are. Other companies couldn't do that legally. They couldn't just say, hey, use these forms, because they're not the broker. They do not hold the agent's license, right? And our model is fully aligned with the agents and the attractors. If we bring in to Eli's question, I think the best example of that is like FastCap. FastCap is included not because of the kindness of my heart, just so we're super clear. I'm a ruthless capitalist. At another company that costs $795 for a similar product. That's because that company doesn't participate in the transaction, so that's their only monetary model. Josie said it's up to $895 now. But just so you guys understand, the people that complete that course on average book 6.9 appointments and sign 3.9 agreements. Let's just say half of them go through. That's going to bring in 2 transactions at $10,000 a piece at an 80-20 split. Half of that goes into revenue share, half of that goes into gross company dollar. I'm going to collect on average $2,000 in company dollar that I would not have collected, right? So in a way, economically, I'm crushing the other company at probably 2.5x on revenue on that activity. But the reason it's fully aligned is because we're in the business with you. It's like the difference of buying a Subway or being in proprietorship with Chick-fil-A, right? Where the corporate entity is very much fulfilling, standardizing the experience. So that's why some franchises, it's not a unique, it's a very unique experience when you walked into one store versus another one. You're like, oh my God, it doesn't matter what city in the world I'm in. This is an incredible experience. And so we're just not the same. We're built different.
Yeah.
So powerful. I
And
mean,
Josie, you said for free. I would say nothing on planet Earth is free. It's included.
Oh, yes. It's paying again, flashy objects and bleeding.
all
I
disguised.
I can't say it enough. Is the country club feel, and then yet you're paying for that. You're the one paying for it. For all those good things that you go to and all these fancy things, we are paying for all of that. And so, but yeah, I thank you so much, Leo, for being such a leader, because obviously that was a main thing. It was to come to this company and work alongside of you. You've been in the trenches, you've done business at a very high level. And to me, you can relate. Other leaders can't. And you have you can I can sit with you and you can give me 3 tips on building the business, and I can apply it, and I know it will work because you have done it. Very different than other companies where they have never even sold a house. They can't relate. Or the brokers have not sold a house in 12 years, and what are you doing? So I think that's super important that we have a leader in you that has done it in many other companies, not only in real estate. You've done it with Remind and the software company and all the other companies you've done in a very high level. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And I get excited about FastCap because that's a 6-week training course, as you mentioned, completely free. We offer it in English and we have it in Spanish as well. So again, I don't know of any other company that's offering, training for free and for Spanish speakers as well. And I hear that it's coming in French.
Rebecca.
Included. Well, I was going to say something about.
I'm sorry. Yes, included. Yes.
Look, we charge monthly fees because it's part of us having the ability to create a value proposition. And this is a subject I actually don't touch on often. Like as we had specifically copycats say, hey, we have lower caps, we don't have monthly fees. 2-3 years ago, I looked at it and we had a decision. Do we want to have a race to the bottom? Or do we want to figure out how to add to the value proposition to further distinguish ourselves? And that's, again, not good or bad. There are, in any segment, in any product or service, there are cheaper discounted brands that offer less value. And then there are more expensive brands that add things, right? So my whole goal, even you could go back and see 3 years, like I'm not going to reduce things. I'll just add value. And that's okay. And that becomes a differentiator, right? That's where we've been able to like basically rebuild eXp University. And it's a ton of company supported assets that are expensive and fully operationalized. And FastCap is the first of a series, right? We have Fast Attract and AI Accelerator. And we're going to start deploying very consumable things around social media and open houses and everything else. And I'd rather continue to add to the value proposition than subtract cost. Right? Because,
add value.
I firmly believe that if someone cannot afford $85 a month, it's actually almost a self-selecting mechanism to make sure you're a practitioner, right? And when you look at companies, and again, take the real trends transaction count divided by agent count, and you can actually see per person productivity. And there are companies that claim to be like us, but have less than half the per person productivity. That's a byproduct of the choices they make, right? We per person sell more homes than everybody else. And that's That's our choice. I do not want to lower the fees. I want to add value to the value stack and attract better producing agents who then I can then share $220 million with in stock and cash through icon incentives and rev share versus a race to the bottom.
And I love that. And I just want to say, I want to make sure that we remember that fast cap is not just for new agents. Like if you need a refresher, I
All
tell
agents.
agents, they ask me, one of the questions they asked me, what do I need to do to be successful at eXp? I was like, get plugged in. I mean, and there are so many cool ways for you to grow your business, but fast cap, what is really cool is that it's being taught by agents who are winning in this market. So you're going to learn from people who are perhaps doing things that you didn't even think about doing. I mean, by the way, I want to give a big kudos to Michelle Martin. She's on here as a panelist, I mean, as a guest, and she was instructor of the year. Rebecca Soto helped launch the Spanish speaking track of fast cap. But guys, get your people plugged in. Fast track. I asked that question earlier. What do people need to do to be successful at eXp? Is get plugged in and find what works for you. But don't ever think that you know too much, that you're like, oh, I'm already a producer, I don't need to. The refreshers and just learning from these top agents who are just crushing it, whether it's social media, whether it's, email campaigns, all kind of different strategies. Brian Ellington has done a phenomenal job of making sure this program is world-class. And I use it for my team. And as a team leader, it has brought me a value, it's added so much more to our value stack. So I just want to thank you, Leo, for putting together that vision and including that for us.
Awesome. I have to jump to my next call. It was a pleasure hanging out with you all.
Thank
Leo,
you.
thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Leo. It is not every day that we get the CEO of such a massive company, publicly traded company, to be here with us. So I hope you guys got massive value. And Rebecca, I know you had a couple more things that you wanted to run through. And of course, remember, Helen is your Atlanta Connect. If you're looking for a great referral partner, leader, mentor, co-sponsor, she's your girl. Thank you guys for being here. Rebecca, take us home.
Thank you. Thank you. Sharing my screen again. And, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Veronica, for being here with us today. And this is so exciting to be on this call, to have Leo join us, have Veronica here with us. And we have a lot of exciting people in the audience here listening. And I love the energy in the chat. Thank you so much for participating in there. And I wanted to share a little bit and kind of just take it back to who is Helen, because I mean, like we did mention, she's been a great friend of ours for a long time. And she recently was announced live on the stage at eXpCon.
Goodness.
It was an exciting moment. Helen, tell us real quick that moment that you got to join Leo on the stage. You got to wear one of 12, I think, jerseys. You're changing your jersey. Tell us about that moment.
So it was amazing to be behind the scenes with people who are selling at such a high level and be, sharing the stage with them, and the Denman Group, and Leanne from Georgia, who just brought like 100 agents. And I mean, it's just unbelievable that I get to share this with all of them. And behind the scenes, we were just making jokes and just talking about, okay, so you came from where, and you came from what, and what did you do, and what are you gonna do? And like in a matter of 10 minutes that we were there, it almost felt like family already. And we exchanged cards. Oh, call me. And it was like so powerful. I can't even describe it better than just powerful. And it was from the East Coast to the West Coast, because we had Boston, Georgia, and California. The four of us were back there, and it was very, very nice.
I mean, and the people that you were with were pretty solid, I will say. And I just want to chime in on Todd Denton, because I had dinner with him. He, like you and him making this change at the same time, is a remarkable testimony of leaders from two different markets joining. And I talked to him separately, and a lot of the same reasons you partnered, or some of the
Yes,
he did. And
we bonded in 5 minutes. We bonded over the same reasons why we left those companies to come here, because we had the exact same issues operational. And anyways, don't get me wrong. I mean, I learned over the last 5 years a lot, but I also, I'm in the right space, let's just say. So I don't want to ever talk bad about any company that I work with. It's part of the process, it's part of the journey. But we bonded in a lot of that. Did you do this? Did you have it? Oh my God, me too. And like it was so quick, but yet we bonded.
Helen, you are a wife, a mother, and an Ironman runner.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about that, because it's like anything that you, what's that phrase that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so I see that you go in with all heart and with this energy and wanting to keep growing is what I've heard you say on this call today. So tell us a little bit about that.
I just love to push myself. I'm very competitive, and I started running, then biking, then swimming, then doing triathlons, then doing Ironmans. I've only done half Ironman, so I'm half crazy, y'all. Half crazy, because to do fulls, that's a whole different level. Then I wouldn't be able to work. But the half Ironmans have been amazing. I've done 6, and in different cities. Next year will be in Hawaii. But I think the way it pushes your body, it pushes your mind, and I've changed a lot of different habits. It's really something. I'm obsessed with David Goggins and all these athletes because of the mindset. It really has helped me with the mindset that anything is possible, and the habits that it creates with your own body, and the way that you love yourself is the way that you carry yourself. And I think that I'm not encouraging everybody to be a triathlete, yet I do encourage you to embrace something hard that you could do personally, that you actually will enjoy it, and you have that self-love through it. So it could be running, it could be yoga, it could be Pilates, it could be whatever it is. Just do something for yourself. And I think that's the biggest lesson that triathlon has given me. I definitely encourage it. I stopped drinking 2 years ago. It's the best decision I've ever done. And and I'm clear. I'm very clear. No drama. I've attacked all the dramas through being such a clear mind. So yeah, and again, no judgment to those who drink. I really like drinking. Don't get me wrong, but it's something that I personally wanted to do, and so I enjoy being that, also that for my kids is the example I'm giving to my kids.
I love that. And you talk about just half an Ironman, just half an Ironman. Is that 70 miles, by the way?
70 miles. It's
That's crazy.
1.2 swimming, 56 miles on the bike, and a half marathon. And then next week, we're going to see some of you on this call in Lola, Puerto Rico, where we're going to have a marathon weekend, which is a 5K on Friday, a 10K on Saturday, and a half marathon on Sunday.
I love it. I'm so honored to be able to run that together with you. Veronica, you ready for that?
Listen, when I'm around people like you ladies, all I can do is just push myself to be better. So I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it, probably with a little bit of insecurity, but having you ladies around me, pushing me it's honestly what inspires me to keep on wanting to get better. So Helen and Rebecca, you guys are amazing leaders. Thank you for including me in this. Just bear with me.
Yeah. We're all on our own journey. We're all on our own journey, and it's not about how fast we can run or how far we can run, but that we do it together, just getting started. So so excited about that. So this collage here, just a little bit of a talking piece. We're also welcoming your team member May Parrado, who's also joined you, who came with you, and joining you in eXp Luxury. You were also part of co-sponsorships. I wanted to dive a little bit into that. And what gets you excited about eXp Luxury, Helen? Because I know you have been very clear about how you want to serve and who you want to serve and who you want to bring up with you. So you talked about the Latino market as well. So tell me a little bit about that.
So it's interesting, Veronica and Rebecca, I think I told you that one of the leaders that launched the new division of sports and entertainment, Ed Kaminsky, he was my boss when I sold in California. And full circle, he is now launched this amazing division, which again confirms that I'm in the right spot. I mean, we don't have that anywhere else but here. And I do feel that as a Hispanic, and and the things that I've done in the past in other companies with affinity groups in Hispanic and luxury, I see the vision here that we could do, and I will do Hispanic luxury network, where I can align all the different Spanish speaking agents worldwide and be of referral and also as a mastermind group. And I think there is so much power in that. And so that was one thing that I really loved about eXpCon. It was reconnecting with Ed. And he was 30, he's been in the business more than 35 years. And he was the one who introduced me to Mike Ferry, all the Ferries, Tom Ferry, and working with him was such an amazing experience. And to see him now lead the luxury, the group of eXp Luxury and launching the sports and entertainment business. I mean, the division to me is like mind blowing. I'm with the right people right there, just with Ed Kaminsky alone. And I know that there's other leaders in that group, but just knowing that Ed is part of that confirms that it was the right move. So I think that's the big takeaway is luxury and the global for sure.
So good. So good.
Awesome. And then Veronica, tell us a little bit about co-sponsorship, because she did come in co-sponsoring with Stacy Wyatt, who's also out of Atlanta. Tell us a little bit about the benefits about that.
So I'm a very big advocate for co-sponsorship, guys. This has been a long time coming, and as a company, we looked at every reason or angle as to why or why not, and ultimately, it just all signs led to a big yes, right? And we went to Glenn, and Glenn, go into the think tank and do what you do best, right? You are brilliant, and if anybody can find a way to make it make sense and to make it a benefit to not just the sponsors, but most importantly, the agent who's coming in so that they can continue to get more and more value. It was Glenn and Leo, of course. So I am a big believer in co-sponsorship. Why is co-sponsorship a great thing? It's not meant to be in all scenarios, and maybe someone may never co-sponsor. But in this particular case, it was just a world. I mean, it was just a perfect world, right? It was Stacy Wyatt, who's someone that I love, I respect. He's a great producer. He's a great local leader. Helen's a good friend of mine, right? Friend of yours, Rebecca, and we want to make sure she's set up with success. And we know the power of local community, right? And her being plugged in. And that just goes to show you, right? You go in there and you're like, oh, I'm a leader and I can build this alone. Or why not align with another leader who's doing great things and come together? So it was an obvious yes for Helen, obviously, to want to do something with. It made sense for her to want to do something with Stacy, right? A great respected leader. They've worked together in the past. They've had great conversations. And look at the power of how awesome this is when you're a great leader, that you stay in contact with people. Stacy did a great job of always welcoming, Helen and saying, hey, our arms are open if you ever come to eXp. And by the way, I know you're close friends with Veronica and the Sotos, but like, hey, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you too, regardless of whether there was a co-sponsorship opportunity, right? That's the power of abundance and leadership. So
and he has an office. He has a physical office here.
Physical office. It just made sense.
With full team in Roswell. So to me was like, okay, well, and he's like, you can come here with your team. We can have meetings. We can have closings. We can do so many things. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm going to really pick up on that.
Well, and then think about this, like, and then obviously she asked us, I was like, that's amazing. Yes, you didn't even have to ask us, but I have people every single day who hit me up, say, hey, Beto, I have a friend who wants to join and they're in your market. I'm not in your market. That's one of the best examples of when to use co-sponsorship. Also, it might be just the power of two people's skill sets coming together, or two people that have been wanting to do something for a long time, and they are helping connect with someone that they can both bring value to. Co-sponsorship has been a game changer. If you're looking to grow your organization, I truly encourage you to find a local leader that you want to grow with, or how are ways that you can increase your value proposition and just become a grower at the company through the power of co-sponsorship when it's appropriate. Yeah. I emphasize that because co-sponsorship is not always the necessary solution, but it is a great solution for you to leverage, especially if you really want to think about the agent who you're partnering with and what is best for them, what tools, what support, what community they might need so that they can reach their dreams. Because this is about the agent. This is not about you. So I love co-sponsorship. Thank you so much for, seeing the vision, Helen, and including us in this. And I'm excited for many, many more people to benefit off of this partnership.
Yeah.
I
And
love it. Such a great opportunity.
I'm part of two amazing groups, Global Alliance and Fast Forward Movement. So I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody I have at my, fingertips to call. It's amazing.
I love it. And just showing off some highlights here. Moving on. You've been announced in the Atlanta Agent magazine, and also Riz Media has featured you, and eXp Life, our own magazine article talking about how you went from working at CNN to now closing deals, or just all your growth. What would you? How can you describe these 3 articles here? I'm pretty sure there's more, but at least these here that we're seeing.
Well, it's doing the same skill set that I was doing at CNN, and I'm doing it in real estate. And I think it's connecting people and is, directing the show, because that's what we do every day, directing the show for the mortgage broker, for the title insurance, to the closing attorney, to you direct the show until you see the closing, which is, like I compare it to the 6 o'clock show in the afternoon. That's exactly the same skill set. So I love what that has done for me, and it's easy for me to speak publicly, obviously. And interesting enough, I never really wanted to be in front of the cameras, but now with this business, I was always behind the cameras. I did report a couple of times, but the majority of the time I was the one behind the scenes, making sure that the anchors will look good, making sure that the reporters will have everything that they needed. So basically I was the concierge for everything. I was the producer, and now I get to produce other people's stories, meaning the home ownership story. So I think that is a fascinating job over the last 20 years. This month will be my 20th year in business, in real estate. And so it's all full circle.
I love that comparison, because that's something that all of us can duplicate, because aren't we the guide? We are the producer, right? So the buyer, the seller, they are the hero. Or we all have an opportunity through our social media channels to address our audiences, right? And be able to show them, give them education and guidance and all the things. So I love that comparison. I think that's something that we can all take away and grow from.
Thank you.
And next here, we have some slides, Veronica, and we don't have to go through all of these slides because it's a lot, but we did have a lot of updates from eXpCon, some great things that we could share. So we can skip through some of these real quickly, but anything you would like to share with us about Mira?
Mira, I'm really excited about, just obviously having that access to information readily available that is designed for eXp agents, like especially if you're a grower at the company. So whatever reason you're at eXp, some of us are here because we are obviously super highly productive, but we also have had an opportunity to grow an organization. Who's iconed, who's growing their organization, who capped this month, as you grow an organization, oftentimes it's something that you obviously start realizing you want to be intentional with your partners. And then that's an area where I know I could get better as a leader. I'm super excited to know, like, who do I need to introduce myself to that joined the organization that perhaps didn't come in directly through me, but I just want to give them a call. I just want to get curious about their business, and even knowing where my team production is. So I just love that it is designed to speak eXp language to the eXp leader, to the eXp producer, to the agents. What classes are happening at eXp? Like, it's, to me, power at the palm of your hands, and eXp does it again because they understand what we need. So I'm really excited about Mira.
I love that. And I think because we have to log in, it has our access to our personal data as well. So our numbers, our transactions, all that information. So you can ask instead of trying to find where that information is within the dashboard and all the different reports that exist, you can just ask Mira and it's readily available to you. So that is super exciting. Mira. Like, I think they're saying Mira, Mira.
Obviously, Helen just talked a little
Oh
bit.
my God, I can't believe that you put my photo there. That is so
Ah!
funny.
Why not? Why not?
Oh my gosh, that's
I love
hilarious.
that photo.
That was in Ironman last year. I mean, this year in May. Yes, in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
That's
Super
awesome. Thank
exciting.
you.
So we have officially launched the sports and entertainment division within eXp Luxury. So that is an exciting niche for those of you who have those connections within those areas. So I think that, I mean, we keep opening pathways for continued growth.
Yes,
And
for everybody that has their different businesses, they, you know, it fits in, or that you want to get into that business, then that's what you do. Like there's the land, is the land homes. I can't keep up with all of it. So the land and ranch homes, I think the division for land and is again another thing that if you're into wanting to get into the business of selling land and ranch homes.
We have that coming
that's
up
it.
here. Yeah. It's here. It's one of my slides. I can't remember which slide
We'll
it is.
get
I'm
to
gonna
it.
come back. We'll circle back to that one. But I'll just keep in this order here. But this one is super exciting because, as many of you may know, Meta decided to do away with Workplace, and so our company temporarily went to Slack. And we saw some challenges. We were the largest, I didn't even know this, we were the largest client for Workplace with our almost 90,000 agents. And so we used it heavily. We loved it. It was such a great place where we can all come together, collaborate, get to know each other, and do business together. And we were forced to move into Slack. And Slack, also the largest client for Slack, had its challenges as well and was not quite the same. So our founder listened to us and he says, well, you know what? Let me just get to work. He's a techie guy. And he said he took 4 weeks and he created what's called the hub, and the hub is now our new workplace. So we are super excited about this technology that he literally just created out of thin air in 4 weeks. I'm going to be dropping a video later on my social media where I did get to do an interview with Glenn, and he speaks about that. But so exciting that we have this opportunity, and this is brand new. So it's a baby just being birthed, just being birthed. Veronica, you have anything you want to share about the hub?
Yeah, it's gonna solve for some brain damage that we had in Slack. It looks like, you know, we broke the system. It's all good, but I think it's a great example of being able to pivot, right? We try something and then there goes Glenn, you know, saying, okay, what problem do I need to solve? And I think he's having a lot of fun. And I'm really excited to get back to a more streamlined community feel, that feels a little bit like Workplace, inside of eXp, and something that belongs to us as a company. So it's exciting.
So
And in there,
amazing.
you gave some great recommendations, Rebecca, on that, by the way. Build your profile out, make sure it reflects the area that you work, and get involved and plugged into different groups. So
yes, absolutely. Take full advantage. And we're the first ones to get in. So early adopters are going to benefit the most from this. And create your profiles. Make sure that you're being seen, that people understand how many languages you speak, what niches you serve. So that way we can do better business together. So the next thing is Canva. So last year at eXpCon, they announced that all of our agents would get Canva Pro included with their membership with eXp. This year, they announced that now we have our own personal branding kits that are being included. So they already include the company branding kits and marketing kits within the platform, but now we have our own personal private branding kits included as well, making it easier. Who doesn't use Canva? This was made on Canva. So this presentation is made on Canva. I love Canva. I don't know how many of you love Canva. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if you love Canva. But we get it included, no additional charge. for eXp agents. So that I think is a huge win for us. And love that, you know, again, our company keeps showing that they keep innovating, keep adding value. This is the value stack, right? They just keep layering it one after the other. Someone's asking, is Hub meant to replace Slack? So yes, it is. It is going to be replacing Slack at some point. Okay.
That's awesome.
And the next thing, Agent Accelerator. We did kind of touch on this earlier in our call. We have an AI training boot camp, AI Accelerator series. It's an 8-week training program to help agents adopt AI tools and scale their business. And it's so interesting because since the onset of AI, I feel like we're just scratching the surface, but all of us are using AI in one way or another. And if you're not, you want to make sure that you're taking these courses. Again, this is exclusive for eXp agents. It's within the eXp University platform. But Veronica or Helen, do you have anything that you want to share additional about the AI Accelerator program? What excites you most about this?
Is it included or is it at a cost?
There is no additional cost for this.
Okay.
This is included.
Amazing.
Get in there, even if you feel like you don't know anything about AI or feel lost. I would just say, just get plugged in. Just plug
That
in.
Carrie
Best time right now.
lady, Carrie Suv, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Sauvé
from Canada
Yes.
is unbelievable. That's
She
who I
is.
saw last year at your build cruise, and I couldn't believe it. I said, okay, I need to get with it because I'm so behind. I feel like a dinosaur. And so just taking a couple of classes from her, I am way ahead now.
I know, it makes us all better. We're like superhumans right now.
Amazing.
Using AI. So so much to continue learning because it keeps changing, it keeps evolving. There's more apps and things. So I love taking the classes because there's always something that I'm going to learn. Maybe something that, you know, just how to use it on a deeper level to be able to continue scaling. So, and moving next, eXpCon 2026, we have announced already in Cape Town, Paris, Vancouver, and Salt Lake City. So I'm super excited about this. I will not be able to make all 4 of them. You can get the Global Access Pass and get 20% off of registration right now, but I have my eyes set on at least Paris and Salt Lake City. So Helen, are you going to be joining us at eXpCon next year?
Oh yeah, you know it. Salt Lake City, are you kidding? Of course, I am, and my kids too.
They're coming as well. I love it. Some people do bring their families, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. It's a great time. You learned so much. What did you learn specifically? Like, what did you love most about eXpCon this year?
Honestly, connecting to so many amazing people, the community, and everybody was so welcoming and sharing and willing to give ideas and super nice. Not I don't know. It was the community really, and some classes were like there was some classes that I didn't even thought of, and I participated, and I get to know new people within the community. Is unbelievable.
Yeah, they had all the certification courses that we offer. The luxury certification course was being offered there as one of them. Revenues as well. They have different things. And the revenues, we didn't talk a whole lot about that, but it is a a department, a division that we have that has a lot of different, I don't know what to call it, like lead generation.
It's revenue. Revenues, hence the name. Revenues is a line of revenue designed for us, the agents. And I think we didn't touch on it, but I'll touch it in 30 seconds. Basically, that was a huge component of me coming back, was the opportunity to help the company with the corporate assets or corporate listings. You know, these big hedge funds that have properties here that are wanting to offload them and change assets. So also with the rentals and brand new homes that are building brand new homes and they're renting them, as well as making it rain, which is again a lead revenue component to our business and helping us making it easier to advertise our properties and put money behind the properties instead of going to Facebook and other things. You just have it all centralized. And so there's so many things of revenues, including the relocation as well. That's another part of revenues. So I'm still diving in. I started with the corporate assets and Amherst and all the different companies that we are working with and representing now in Atlanta through revenues. But we need to apply. If you're listening to this and you want to see if there's opportunities in revenue, you need to apply to revenues, and you'll be surprised of the things that could happen out of it, because I'm already working with some of these opportunities. So I encourage, if you are at eXp, that you definitely take a look at revenues.
Wonderful. So we're pretty much here at the end. We finally found the land and ranch slide.
Yes. Yes, that is awesome. I love that. It was like being at Yellowstone, at the booth in Yellowstone at this division. It was amazing.
Yeah, so much for everyone. That is our Global Alliance family that attended eXpCon. The very family that welcomes you, Helen, and with open arms. And we have so many amazing groups within eXp. This is just ours. And we had a lot of proud moments of our agents who are excelling and doing things, giving back into the community, but also just growing their businesses and being acknowledged on stage. So, oh, sorry, I need to look through all of these slides, but let me go ahead and stop my share. We're at the top of the hour here, and I want to thank you, Helen, for sharing with us today. What an incredible session. Thank you for sharing your story with such honesty and courage. And Leo, who was with us, we appreciate his leadership and his vision, and we appreciate all of you for tuning in today. And if today's conversation lit a spark for you, don't ignore it. So maybe you're ready for a community where collaboration is the norm, not the exception. Maybe you're ready to scale beyond what you thought was possible. So if you're ready for next steps, if you want to join, just DM us or connect with the person who invited you to this call. If that's no one, then please connect with one of us, message us direct, and we'd love to go in deeper and talk more about it and be able to share with you what this could be like for you. So thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you. Gracias. Thank you so much. I dropped my phone number and my website in there, so anybody can call me if you have any questions about the Atlanta market or anything I can help with. Thank you.
Perfect. And they can find you on social media. How can they find you, Helen, real quick before
Helen
we end?
Hernandez Archer, Atlanta, or the Archer.
Helen Hernandez Archer,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you, guys.
beautiful.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thanks,
for putting
everyone.
this together.
Yes. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care.